South, where we're the worldwide community empowerment group. We speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or on Instagram at WCEG_talk_radio. That's WCEG_talk_radio, or at WCEG Network. That's WCEG Network. Last but not least, the topics and opinions are those of the show hosts and guests, and not those of WCEG Network. Thank you in advance. My name is Wardell Richardson, actor, producer, director here in Atlanta, Georgia. Totally sorry about everything that's going on. We're having a few technical difficulties, but hey, the devil is always busy. What can I say? We're going to make this thing happen anyway. First, I want to say a huge shout out to all the everyone that's on the network of WCEG. We're fifth in globally. We are fifth overall for the best network. And what can I say? You know, we have a great entourage of hosts that talk about some of the best topics that there are around. And listen, if you ever got on WCEGTalkRadio.com, I promise you, you won't miss out. We have great hosts. We have great shows. Everyone is talking about several different things globally. We're fifth globally. And number one, and I think it's, what is it? Number one in, what is it, Miss Penny?
Variety. Number one in Variety Talk Radio.
Number one in Variety Talk Radio. That is correct. So we are, what can I say, we're the best. And I'm very excited about that because everyone knows we had a pandemic going on. And it's been crazy, but we still wind up being in the top 5. That's amazing. So shout out to all the hosts and all the shows connected to WCEG Network. Next, the pandemic is still going on. So please, people, please, please, please wear your mask. And I see a lot of stuff going on social media where people are talking about, you know, they don't want to wear masks. I think they got a whole coalition of people walking around here that don't want to wear masks. And they go into restaurants, they go into stores, and they don't want to wear the mask, and they have to get kicked out. And I just saw a video earlier today where a woman, now they were outside at a football game, and a Black officer grabbed the white woman and maced her and dragged her out of the crowd. And, you know, they were all, this is illegal, you can't be doing this, da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, you know, we get shot for stuff like that, but hey, who's talking? I'm just saying. I saw that and I said, okay, you know, do what you're supposed to do. We won't have no problems. So just wear your mask, people. It's not, if you don't want to wear your mask, just don't go to that store. Don't go to that restaurant. Don't go to that game. Whatever you do, just don't go. If you really, really don't want to wear a mask, because I personally don't want to get sick. And a lot of people are sick and don't know that they're sick. I just recently got tested, and I tell you, it's a quick test, but I did not like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not like it. I don't like anything going up my nose. I don't like anything around my face. It's a horrible, horrible process for me. But you know, I think everyone needs to take the time to go and just get tested. Just know your results for yourself. It just takes a lot of relief off of you because you be around other people, and when you're around other people, you have no idea if you have it, if you're giving it to someone. So please, people, wear your mask. It's not that hard. Wear your mask. Once again, like I said, we've been having some technical difficulties. Zoom was not cooperating with us today, but we got everything up and running now. My guest that's going to be coming on the show will be coming on shortly. His name is DeMarcus Bailey. I happened to go to Texas to see the show, the movie Love and Drugs that he wrote and directed. And when I tell you it is an amazing movie, I have seen movies, independent films, and I'm not gonna lie to you, all of it is not the same. So, but this one is well written, great storyline. The acting is superb. So please, I'm gonna talk to him shortly. Right before I get him on, I just want to also let everyone know that make sure you go and check out some things that I have on Amazon Prime. I have 6 movies on there. 1 I directed and 5 that I'm starring in. So make sure you go and check those out. Shout out to Maverick Films. They are the hottest independent distributors for independent films in the nation. So there's some great people. I've chatted with them several times, good people, and they support independent films drastically. And that's what we need right now, because it's hard as an independent filmmaker myself, an actor, producer, director, in front and behind the camera. It is very difficult to get funding or get a huge distribution deal at times. So with that being said, I went to Texas to see the premiere of Love and Drugs 2. Before I went, I watched Love and Drugs 1, the original Love and Drugs, on Amazon Prime. And it was an incredible, incredible movie. So I had to fly out to Texas to support this film and meet the director and writer of this film, DeMarcus Bailey. He is on with us now. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm great, man. I am great. I'm so glad that you took the time out to come on the show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Zoom just wasn't trying to work with us today, but we got through it. So I appreciate you coming on, man. And I met you at the premiere in Texas. And man, you just so humble, and the movie was incredible. The actors were incredible. So, but before we get deep into that, I want people to know a little bit about you, where you grew up, where you from, and how you got to where you are today.
Well, I'm DeMarcus Bailey, born in Houston, Texas, but I'm raised in Tyler, Texas. I was there all my life. Recently moved to Dallas, maybe about a year ago. How I got started, I've been doing plays for a long time.
Okay.
And, I started doing plays. I was at a church, and the church did a skit called Change, about how things happen to you and how it connects you to be who you are.
Okay.
And a long time ago, some stuff happened to me, and that play brought that, that anger and that stuff that I had inside of me out. So I went to the altar, and I just let all that anger that I had out, let it all out. And I didn't even know that at that time God had really opened up a gift in me I didn't even know that I had. I never thought that I would be writing anything, because that is what I want. I just didn't want to do it. I want to play ball. I want to sing. That's what I want to do. So we did the thing, and I said, if this thing did this for me, I know it'll do it for someone else. So I put the skit on at a bigger venue, and it sold out. So after the skit, people come to me and say, "When are you gonna do another play?" I'm like, "I don't do plays. That was just something I was doing." So I just happened to write something. I just wrote something by name of called Prodigal Son, and a guy by the name of Andre Lockman helped me write it. And we did a play, just doing something. Did a play, sold out. 1,700 people showed up. I'm like, wow, what is this? So I just wrote another one called Single and Saved. I was going through my little Family Matters stage. I was watching Family Matters a lot. And I wrote a play called Single and Saved, how love sometimes will be right up in your face and you don't accept it because it's not what it looked like it should be. Did that play and it sold out. Like, whoa, what is this? People like, you good, people just saying you got something. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just started writing plays, and I end up watching a movie on Facebook called Plug Love. I was just watching it. I said, hey, I can write that. I wrote the movie and just did something. I called SB, like, man, I wrote a movie, man. Let's do it. He said, cool. So we were just doing something,
Right.
My old lady, she was behind it, and she helped me, help me do it, and we just did it, and it just started happening. I didn't even know that I would be writing, we've been across the country touring plays, and now
Right.
we're doing movies. God just something that God just did. It's all God.
So what was the biggest transition from coming from theater to film for you?
The biggest transition was really just knowing what to do, because I didn't even, when we did Love and Drugs 1, man, I'm telling you, I was in the blind. I didn't know what I was doing. I just said, I want to shoot a movie. Hired a guy to shoot it, and things weren't going the way I thought it should go. So I brought on Snoop, one of my good friends, Snoop, and he kind of like showed me the way,
Right.
How things should go, and it's just been flowing,
Wow. So I saw somewhere on your bio where you had I'm sorry, I just lost you here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I saw somewhere on your bio where your grandfather was a huge part of your production company. How did that happen?
My grandfather raised me when I was young. I was doing a whole lot of stuff, man. Just doing whatever,
Right.
Getting in trouble a lot. He was a pastor.
You was in trouble a lot.
I was in trouble a lot, man. Just doing whatever. I wasn't in the streets like that.
Right.
I was doing crazy stuff. I done some stuff. I ain't a saint, but I wasn't a gangster or a gangbanger, nothing like that.
Right.
I was just doing stupid stuff, hanging with friends, just doing stupid stuff. And my grandfather would always bail me out in some kind of way.
Right.
One time he put the church up to get me out of jail. He was always like, no matter what I did, he was proud.
Right.
Even when people laughed at me. I remember one time I sung at this workshop, and me and some friends, we had watched Sister Act 2, and my friend, rest in peace, Adrian. Adrian asked me, said, "I bet you won't do that high note like that dude did on Sister Act 2." I said, "Who are you talking to?" So I did. So I led a song and did it.
Oh,
yeah. Everybody was laughing at me. Everybody, the whole auditorium was laughing. My grandfather.
So you can sing?
I used to could. I can't sing no more because
How that go away, man? How you gonna say you used to?
I guess it's true, man. When you don't use your gifts, God take it away. I used to have a little stuff. I ain't got it no more.
I think you got the hidden secret over there. That's what I think. Go ahead. I'll let you go on and finish your story.
So I was singing the song, and while everybody was laughing at, my grandfather was on the point of standing up, clapping, like he was just so proud that I was doing something, and that just used that as inspiration, man. Like no matter what I do, if I do it, in His name, He's proud, man. That's what I want to continue to do.
Wow. And how important is that to have that kind of support? Because I'm telling you, in this industry, as you know, it's cutthroat.
Very.
It's difficult. But when you have some support like that, I mean, how important to you was that for you?
Man, you know what? I just want to keep my integrity. I feel like I honestly feel that what's for me is for me.
Right.
I feel like that people have supported me throughout these years because, first of all, what I have wasn't forced on me. It was really a gift from God. I honestly believe that it was a gift from God. So I feel like it's not going to fail regardless. I mean, I just have that mentality that whatever I do is going to be successful because it's from God.
Right.
I honestly believe that deep down inside of me. So I go into things expecting great things because I know where it comes from. Because I know,
right.
I know how I am. I know how I was, and I know that I'm not that smart in the head. So the things that I'm not a very smart person. I spell wrong. I can't spell. I stutter.
We all have that problem at times.
Man, I'm terrible, man. I'm terrible. You know, I stutter. I mean, I got a speech problem. I got a speech problem. I'm dyslexic. All those things. You know what I mean? And still, people still follow. I mean, people still grab on to my stuff, and they still, you know, support my stuff. So I know it's number God. I know it is.
Okay, so I know when you first of all, I'm gonna go back to theater for a second.
Okay.
Because theater, I've been acting for several years, and the first thing I ever did was theater, and it is the hardest thing to do. And I always tell people that get into acting, just try theater first before you go to film. Because if you can theater, film is a piece of cake.
Right.
So how because and to be able to direct and write theater, number one, theater is bigger than life. Number two, everything has to be set a certain way. The directing has to be done a certain kind of way. How was that for you, just starting in that?
You know, to be honest with you, it's just simple to me. To me, I feel like it's simple because when I write stuff, I envision exactly what I want, and I go for exactly what I want.
Right.
You know, whatever I write, I just like when I write stuff, I just vision it. You know, I can see exactly what I want, and I go for exactly what I want as far as how I want your hair to look.
Right.
What I want you to have on, how I want you to turn this way, how I want you to turn that way. I just feel that it's easy to me because when I write it, it just everything is already painted out in my mind to how I want it, and I just display it. That's it, you know, to me.
Okay. And so in doing theater, what was it that made you say, you know what, I've done this with theater, I want to try film? What was that thing that made you want to switch?
Because I feel that I don't say I was getting burnt out on theater. It was just I wanted to try something new. You know, I felt that I mean, when we did Love and Drugs, we were just doing something. You know, I don't want to come right back to theater. After we did Love and Drugs, I'm gonna do Love and Drugs and do some more plays. But I never imagined that Love and Drugs would do like it did. You know,
right?
It popped. I mean, for my first movie that I ever done to have the success it had is really a testament on God's grace and God's mercy, because it shouldn't have. I just didn't know what it was going to do, because we were just doing something and I didn't know what I was doing, and it really took off like a rocket. When the distribution company saw it, he told me, Doug told me, he was like, "Man, this movie's going to do great things." I said, "Yeah, whatever. You know, we're just doing something, whatever, man." He said, "I'm telling you," and man, Doug said that the Love and Drugs was like the fastest growing movie that he's ever had, ever, in all his years that he's done film. It was the fastest growing movie. You know, it's just
right.
You know,
I can tell you, for me, what it was that made it that way. What to you made it that way to you? Like, made it seem like it was that project to go to the next level?
Because everything, like, it was hard to get there. It was very hard to get there, and things just fell in place so perfect. You know, even with Santasha, you know, I can't even imagine nobody playing that role but Santasha. But she didn't even have the role. Another girl had the role, and she got sick like the day before we started filming.
You know, they told this story. Santasha and Corey was on the show last month.
Really?
And they told that story about what happened.
Yeah, and I can't imagine this movie without Santasha. You know, and it didn't happen. And I felt like that everything was just set, divine intervention just set everything perfect. You know, Santasha fit the role so perfect.
Now, how did you find Corey? Because I'm gonna tell you, man, Corey, they be dying laughing, man. I said that their chemistry was insane, but they had me laughing so hard. Now I had to come out there, not only to see the show, but to just meet them two because they had so much energy and so much, joy for the movie itself. And they go hard for it. How did you find Corey? How was the casting for that?
Well, Corey, me and Corey been rocking since Corey was in like the 7th grade, and we was like in the 9th. And Corey was better than everybody in sports, so he had to play with us. So yeah, he was playing everybody. So he been playing with us. He was playing with us.
All right.
I knew him from a long time ago. And when I started doing plays, my mom he was around a little bit, and my mom was like, "How about you call Corey to do a little part for you?" So when we did Prodigal Son, Corey had a little small part, a little 15, maybe 5 seconds in the movie, but right. he knew everybody's lines. He knew everybody's lines. So right. When we did the second time, the main character had to drop out. So we called SB maybe like 2 weeks before the show. And this dude learned the lines and killed it. And he's been with me ever since day one. Right.
Yeah. And I'm sure you can attest to this when you find that those particular actors that they just love it. It's not even about nothing but the love of it. It changes the scope of how you do things.
Right.
Because you got some people that just here for the paycheck or whatever, right. And you can tell that that's what they hear.
That's what they
You have the ones that just love the art of it. So when you let me go back for a second. Why Love and Drugs? What was it about that title, that story that stuck out to you, and why did you write that film?
I was watching a movie called Plug Love or whatever, and I've never been a drug dealer. Never, ever been a drug dealer.
Right.
I'm infatuated with it for some reason.
Okay.
I'm infatuated with the respect that they get. But even
glad you gave that disclaimer first.
even some of the terminology that we use in the film, I don't know what I'm talking about. I got to call my friends to ask them, "Hey, how that go? Is it keys? Is it bricks? How you say it? Because I don't want to sound corny. I definitely don't know." So I know that, and I'm infatuated. I'm a sucker for love stories. So okay. I say, how about I just do Love and Drugs? The title just popped to me, Love and Drugs. So I just wrote toward the title of the movie,
And so you wrote the first one,
and
you had to write the second one. And the first thing I said was because when Corey and Santasha was on the show, this question came to mind because you'll go to the movies and you see part one,
right?
And the first thing when they come out with a part two, you're like, oh man, like is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be just as good as the first one or better? It's hard to top the first one if the first one does well.
Right.
But you came and without giving away the storyline or anything like that, you came with the second part two, and man, it was just as good or better than the first one. So what was the planning behind that?
It was the distribution company said it couldn't happen. They said the distribution company they said it couldn't happen. They said, DeMarcus, I'm gonna tell you this. Love and Drugs 2 is not gonna do it better than Love and Drugs 1. I said, I'm gonna hold you to that. So I wanted to purposely make Love and Drugs 2 better than Love and Drugs 1 because people said it wasn't gonna happen. So when I planned it, I wanted everything to be detailed. I wanted to have a real story, like a story that was gonna pierce you, something that's gonna really touch you and give you that moment like, oh my God. Because at the end of Love and Drugs 2, I'm putting the pressure on them to make a Love and Drugs 3 because we can't end it like that. The way we ended Love and Drugs 2, we can't end it like that. So I want to put the pressure on them to want a Love and Drugs 3.
So you gonna come with a Love and Drugs 3?
Yeah, it ain't over yet.
Man, you now man, the only franchise I've ever seen to be successful at putting multiple films out was like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I know.
But
and that's what Corey tell me. That's what Corey tell me. And my thing is this: why can't I be that?
Right, I got you.
Well, I mean, like just because I was telling somebody, people think that just because people are from big cities that great things can happen. I mean, great things can happen to small people too.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
You know, just because Beyonce is not your neighbor now, don't mean that she wasn't someone's neighbor a while before. She was someone's neighbor when she was a kid. Just like anybody, your neighbor is great, no matter where they're from. So I feel like that. Why can't just because Fast and Furious is big now? Why can't we be the same?
You're right. You're right, man. You're absolutely right. And I actually love the title, and I love because they got love in basketball.
Right.
And, so when I saw the title, I'm like, okay, it grasped me because when I saw the first one, it was very relatable.
Right. Yeah.
Because people who's been through those type of things, or people who talked about going through those type of things, and to actually see it on screen and play out, I was like, ooh, how he gonna top? Gonna top on the second go around, and I went and saw it, and I was like, what? Oh, I tell you, I had no idea that you were gonna come from that angle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So people have to, people have to go see. First, they got to go see part one so they can understand exactly what's going on.
Right.
But how was the casting process for the rest of the actors? Because you had some incredible actors in the process. Because you had the guy who played Corey's best friend. I think he did some stuff. I researched him. He did some soap operas. Like he out there. He doing some things.
Yeah. How I cast. I really write for people. I really don't. I study people and I watch people, and I write things for them so that when they come on set, they don't have to do a lot of acting. They can be natural. Like the guy who played Jay, he's never acted a day in his life, and I wrote this. Never a day in his life. Yeah. And I wrote that script tailor-made just for him. So when you see him on the screen, you're going to think, this boy, he can go. He can act. He's never acted a day in his life. It's all about putting people in the right position. And those people like Kenny and Santasha and Corey, they're bona fide actors. So really, you can place them anywhere.
Right.
But some people who never acted before, I studied them and I write for them. Even the guy named Duca, Duca played Kenny. Duca played Kenny. He hasn't acted before really. I wrote that tailor-made just for him. The guy named Corey Pratt who played Vic, he's a veteran. So those people, Mia Hunt, veterans. Everybody else pretty much veterans. So I watched him and I just said, I want you to play this part because I knew they could do it.
Wow, that's and I guess you have to. One of the things you have to do is know know people that can pull the roles off and have paid attention to them, and in some form or another, whether theater or film, So kudos to you on that to give people a chance, because the thing about this industry is, a lot of people look for a chance and don't understand how important it is to number one, be humble, and number two, make sure that you own in on your craft and know what you're doing. So I applaud you for that, man. That's huge. You got an awesome project there now. Now you got the Love and Joy franchise. I'm gonna call it franchise because it looked like you moving in the same direction, like Fast and the Furious. And I'm telling you, part 3 come out good too. I'm just like, you have field goal. You have done the deed, man. You have done the deed. What do you have any other ideas like for film projects that you've been working on, or any other ideas?
Yeah, we're about to do a film. I'm connected with a lady named Tiara Stacks. We're about to shoot a movie called Heavy. We're doing that, and I'm launching my film company next year. And we're
Wait, you haven't even launched the film company yet? You putting out movies like this?
Yeah, I haven't even launched it yet. I'm launching it next year, and we're gonna do Switch. Corey came out with a great project, a great story called Switch with Santasha and Corey. So we're gonna do that next year, and then do Love and Drugs 3.
Oh wow! So look at that. They can't even stay away from each other now. They do so good on. They're hilarious, man. I don't see how y'all got through a set a day with them two, because they had me on here dying.
Because when they get on set, they're about their business. I mean, they don't play. When they get on set, they don't play. Because they care more about this. I mean, we have just enough care between all of us. We all care the same about it. We all want to be successful. So when they come on set, no, they're about their business. Both of them. Corey and Santasha. So
if you had one actor who's a famous actor that you would like to work with one day or have in one of your projects, who would that be and why?
Jamie Foxx, because I feel like Jamie is like, I mean, that's my favorite. Like, Jamie's my favorite actor, almost favorite person in the world. Because I just feel he's just talented. I've been telling people about Jamie since he was on Living Color. I think I was the first Jamie Foxx fan in the world. I've been talking about him forever. And, you know.
He like a threat.
I know. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Man, you know, and he, speaking of him, you know, he's a triple threat, sing, act, comedian. And when I think about, you know, somebody like Corey.
Right, yeah.
He's a comedian all day. So, and Santasha too, actually. Both of them are food.
Both of them are food.
Yeah, so last time I asked Santasha a question, I asked her, how hard was it to revert, to go into being this sensitive woman who had to go through a lot? You know, how was that transition? She said, man.
She did it. You know, she acted. I mean, she don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's silly. Silly is all get out.
Right.
But when she come on set, that girl be about her business, and she be already like her mind be already there when she get there. She get on set, she don't play. But after we say cut, then here she come with the jokes and the giggles and, you know, being a fool. But she always, I mean, the transition had to be easy for her because she does it so well. And when she come on set, she's ready to go.
So when your people with the people who, because you grew up in Texas, right?
Tyler,
All right. So a lot of the people who laughed at you back in the day, they not too much right now, huh?
No, not really.
What kind of accolades and stuff have you gotten from those people?
You know, people, you know, they Tyler really haven't just gravitated to it yet because, you know, I'm still Demo, the guy from Tyler. You know, I guess when they see it really jump off, maybe they'll gravitate more to it. But right now, you know, it just, you know, of course they see me doing things, they see us doing things, and, you know, they see it. But, you know, right now, it just haven't really just hit them yet that, you know, we're really doing big things, you know, because, you know, I'm still that guy from Tyler. You know, I'm still the guy they call Demo, or the guy that used to play ball and crack jokes all the time. So they really haven't just seen, you know, accepted the change, really. I guess I can say that. But they will.
Now, I just recently got into the whole writing process. For you, what is the writing process? How do you prepare or even come up, get into the place of being able to sit down and write a full script?
Music. Like, if I hear a song in my head, or I hear something in my head.
Now that's new. Music.
Yeah, music really gets me. If I hear a song in my head, I say, man, I talk to myself a lot. And when I ride, I drive trucks. So when I'm riding a lot in the middle of the night, I put music on, I start talking to myself. And I create stories in my head, myself, talking to myself, talking like when I'm Tanya, I'm gonna say this, Tanya, are you a drug dealer? You know, I start talking to myself, and I record it. You know, I get home, I just write it down.
Wow. So you kind of just on a whim come up with ideas while you
right, yeah.
Driving, that give you a lot of time to think about things.
Yeah, a lot of time. Yeah.
So you carry a recorder with you, or
on my phone.
Okay. And then
when
you get to a settled place, you write down what you thought about.
Yeah, and I send it to my friends. I always send my stuff to my friends, man, because my best friend John Harvey and his brother Agent Harvey, they really like my people who tell me yay or nay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Nah, that ain't. They're gonna tell me straight up every time. You know, nah, that ain't working. You know, so when I write stuff, I usually send it to them first before I let anybody see it. You know, if they say, yeah, it's a good idea, I put it out. But if they don't, nah, I don't.
Now, what's been the biggest challenge you faced since you've started in this industry?
Getting people to believe. You know, getting people to really, really believe. You know, ever since I've been to Dallas, yeah, it's been Dallas has really showed me a lot of love. But at first, it was really getting people to really believe in themselves too.
Right.
You don't have to be the person who goes to train or the person who goes to Southern Care for that. You got great things inside of you. All you need to do is believe in yourself and pull them out. And when I see great, talented people settling for less, it aggravates me. You know what I mean? Because you can be great. I mean, all you gotta do is put your mind to it and jump out on the limb, and you can do great things. Because I know for a fact, if I did it, anybody can do it. Because I know me. Because I ain't, you know, I just ain't that person.
See, the thing, you thought you wasn't that person.
I thought I wouldn't. Yeah, you're right.
See, everybody can't do it. I got one of my friends kept telling me, because I had this idea, and one of my friends kept telling me, man, you just need to sit down and write. And I was like, I don't have time. I can't focus. That's not me, you know. Right. And I was like trying to get her to write it for me. Like, I'll pay you, just write it for me.
Right, yeah.
And so she told me, she said, well, what is it about? So I sat there and told her the whole story from beginning to end. She said, if you can sit here and tell me the whole story.
Right, you can write
it. So when this pandemic happened, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a little time, sit down, and start trying to write. And man, it was the greatest feeling, because not only is it your idea and you can actually see your idea on paper, you can visualize and everything. It's just that feeling that this is all me.
All me, right. Yeah, man, that's a great feeling. That's a great feeling, man, to say, man, I can't believe that's me. I said those words. I wrote those words down. You know, that's
right.
One
right. So you got this drama. Have you ever thought about doing any other genres of film?
I want to do a comedy. And Natasha them keep wanting me to do this like a superhero. They keep on asking me to do a superhero. I don't know. That ain't my thing, but you know.
You said it your thing before.
Right. I said that before. Right. So maybe one day, when we get a bigger budget, because I ain't, you know, we can do some superhero-ish. That's what they want to do. So I owe that to Natasha.
Superhero. You know, that's funny, because I asked them what if they I think she the one I asked if they had a role that the dream role of what they wanted to do. I think she did say superhero.
They asked me about it. Why don't you write a superhero movie? I'm like, Natasha, you know that ain't me. But, you know, one day, you know, we'll do it.
Okay. All right. So what is your primary goal with your film company? You have a lot going on, a lot of dreams that you're trying to accomplish. What is your primary goal?
I want to be like the John Singleton. You know, I want the world to gravitate. I mean, Little Drugs, yeah, the world caught on to it, but I want everybody, you know. Everybody don't watch independent films. You know, I want the world to know what J.L. Bailey, because it's all about my grandfather, man. Like I said earlier, man.
Right.
the world has to know his name. The world gonna have to know. I ain't stopping till the world know his name, because that's just how much he meant to me. And this is just my way of doing it. I found something that I can really do, and I plug in his name on it, and the world they're gonna know him. They're gonna know who he was and how he was to me and how great he was, because he was just what that was.
That's a beautiful thing. How do you think he feel right now after seeing, if he was still here right now?
He bragging. If my grandfather was here, he would be bragging, telling everybody, "My grandson, that's my grandson." There's a tape recorder. He had a tape. He took a tape recorder everywhere. Like, he would be tape recording this on his cassette tape and playing it over and over. Man, I just know he'll be proud, saying how proud he was of me. That's all I really want.
Right.
Whenever I see him again, I didn't want to say, "Mark, you did a good job. You did my name great." That's all I want. I don't care about nothing else. The money, nothing else. When I see the next time I see my grandfather, I just want him to say, "Good job, man. I'm proud of you." That's all I care about.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, man. I think, one of the Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
His passing taught me a lot, because the way he left behind.
Yeah.
How people talk about him. I mean,
Right.
Everyone who knew him and was around him. Nobody knew he was sick.
Right.
Very few people knew he was sick.
Right.
And the fact that he went through everything he went through during his filming, it just left you like, wow, if he can do this, I can do this.
What's the difference? Right. I really believe that. What's the difference?
And you had the support of your grandfather that kind of pushed you, into the forefront.
Right.
And I think in everybody's life, man, that one person that you just trust and believe in is that one that'll give you that strength to go and push forward, man. Every time.
That's
that one person.
I'll take one person. That's him.
So what you getting ready to do? Oh, well, you are doing a tour now.
Promo tour, yes.
A little bit about that. What's going on and what states are you hitting?
We're gonna be in Tyler, Texas, this Sunday. We got 2 shows sold out. We're gonna go to Houston on October 24th. Then we'll be in Shreveport October 25th. October 31st, we'll be in Atlanta. And the movie comes out. That movie actually comes out the end of November. So I want people to, after November 1st, we're gonna shut it down and have the world wait. The end of November is coming out to the world.
Wait, so you coming to the ATL October 1st?
October 31st, yeah.
Oh man, I gotta get everybody up in there.
Please do. I think we'll have a special guest too. I think I'm gonna bring a special guest with me.
Okay, that'll be dope, man. I'm gonna bring all my people up in there.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, gotta support you, man, because it's a good project. I'm gonna get everybody to watch the first one.
Okay.
Is it only on Amazon or where is it playing?
On Amazon, Tubi, Roku, Vudu, and Hulu.
Gotcha. Okay. Say that one more time so everybody can know.
On Amazon Prime, you got Vudu, Hulu, Tubi, and Roku.
All right. And that's Love and Drugs 1. Love and Drugs 2 is the one you're premiering on your tour right now.
Right. Yes,
and you're gonna be going into production for number 3 sooner.
Right. Sooner or later, yeah.
Man, have you already written number 3?
No, I ain't wrote it yet because I know when I write it, I'm gonna want to film it right then. So I want to get SP project out the way because I've been promising SP this movie for 2 years. So I got to get that out. I got to get that out the way because he always the lawyer to me. So I gotta do that. So after we get through with his film, then we'll come on to Love and Drugs 3.
Gotcha. Okay, and man, I tell you, I'm looking forward to it because if 1 and 2 is like this, man, I can't even imagine what you can do in number 3 that can top 1 and 2.
We got a good storyline. I've been telling the people the storyline.
You already got
that storyline, yeah. So Tasha already going to the gym. Like, girl, quit it now. Quit. Not crazy. Ispy already saying lines, practicing lines. Like, Ispy. It ain't wrote yet.
Man, they are crazy. Man, them two and say, Tasha, man, I don't know how y'all, man. You say she came on set, she was, you know, in the road, but man, they had us dying on here, man. They had us dying. Them two, I said, oh, I just, and it's funny because she's so shy.
Yeah, she is. She is.
And I'm saying, like, man, everything you touch and turn to gold, so you might as well just get out of that shot.
Right. Tasha,
man, you so humble and everything, man. How when people come up to you, because I be watching everything.
Right.
You know, I'm a spectator. I'm in the background because in my head, you know, I like to see how people move. I like to see how people involve themselves with other people. You were just real cool, man, laid back, you know, talk to everybody, took pictures and everything. I mean, how does it make you feel to have that type of connection with people after they see your film project?
Man, my friends ground me, man. Like I said, the group of guys I hang around, man, they really keep me grounded. You know, they always keep my head level at all times. They always telling me, you know, no matter how far you go, no matter how, you know, the things you're doing, remember who you're doing it for. Don't never put yourself, because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your grandfather. Don't never get in the way of that. Once you get in the way of that, you're gonna fail. So I always keep that in the back of my mind, you know, stay humble, man, and just everything gonna come to you, because what you're doing it for, your foundation is great.
Right.
Solid foundation, and you don't want to break that.
Right.
It's not, you're not even supposed to be here. I'm not even supposed to be here. It's the foundation that I have, you know, and I don't ever want to break that, because I mean, I just feel like it's all ordained from God, and I don't want to break that.
So when you did theater, you did several different plays, right?
Maybe about 15.
And you wrote them all.
Wrote them all, except two of them. I didn't write Prodigal Son, and I didn't write Chains. I wrote Prodigal Son, but a guy came on and, you know, tweaked it up. So I give him credit for Prodigal Son, and he did Chains. I did everything else.
So are you going to ever make any of those projects into movies?
You know what? We thought about. I wrote a movie called How to Love, and we thinking about doing that. I was talking to Snoop about it maybe a couple of weeks ago, to ask what he thought about.
Okay.
And I'm really thinking about it. Thinking about doing How to Love.
Okay. All right. And man, once again, I appreciate you for coming on the show, taking the time out, man. You busy man. You got a lot going on. I will be out there this weekend.
Oh yeah, you coming?
I'm coming out there this weekend.
Okay. Appreciate you, man.
I will be out there. You know, I gotta support you, man. Like I love what you're doing. I love the movie itself. I like the people you have involved. Everybody I met that's involved with the movie, they're all good people, man. Like, you know, they're all good people. Very, very nice and polite and everything. And I'm just like, man, this is cool, you know. I'm sitting there taking pictures of everybody like I'm a fan. You know? You did a great job, man, with the cast. The cast is insane. And I look forward to more other things that you have going on. Is there anything that you want to say to your fans, friends, family out here right now about your project you got coming up?
Thank y'all for the support, man. If it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't even be a Love and Drugs 3, Love and Drugs 2. Thank y'all for the continued support all across the world, all across the country, man. We sure thank y'all. And I got an artist. Go get my artist album. Hold on. Yeah, the whole soundtrack of Love and Drugs 2 is mine. That's all me. I mean, we Bailey Music Group is my record label, and we produce the whole soundtrack, other than maybe 2 or 3 songs. got an artist by the name of All Biz. Go get his album. It's called Underrated. It's everywhere. Spotify, YouTube, Google. It's everywhere. You go get it. All Biz. And, just continue to support us. We're going to keep doing great things. And, we got other stuff coming.
Wow, man. So you have an artist that you manage as well?
Our manager and produce, yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're doing it all, man.
I'm trying to.
I didn't even know that part. Okay. Okay. All right. And so let everybody know again all the places that you will be visiting on your tour.
We go Tyler, Texas this weekend, September 27th. We'll be in Houston, Texas, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana, October 24th. Houston, Texas, October 25th. Atlanta, October 31st.
Atlanta, October 31st. Okay, and let everybody know also, because when I went to the premiere, y'all had everything done according to the laws of
Right. Yeah.
So let everybody know the ins and outs of that when they come to the premiere.
You got to have your mask on. You can't get in without your mask, first of all. No mask, you're not getting in. Social distancing will be strictly enforced. We only allowing so many people in, to keep people safe, to cooperate with the guidelines of the state, and everything will be, you're gonna have temperature check, sanitize. We're gonna have it all. We want everyone to be safe because this thing ain't playing. COVID is not playing.
All right, and thanks for that, because when I went, y'all were on top of that, man. They had everything. Everybody was spread out all through the theater. Right. And it was definitely chairs in between everybody. So, the social distancing was enforced. Everybody had a mask on. They didn't allow people to be out in be hanging around and all that. And if you did want to, you had to be out of the building.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yeah, that thing enforced big time. So people make sure when you come, make sure you have your mask on. I think if you came with somebody, y'all can sit next to each other, but then
in between, you can sit next to them. Without other than that, you got to sit two or three seats on.
Right. Yeah. So they definitely are social distancing, and you have to wear your mask. So please be aware of that. Please don't come to this event wanting to get into it with somebody because you don't want to wear your mask. Wear your mask. It's plain and simple. If you don't want to wear it, then just don't come. You can trust me. It will be on Amazon sooner. He'll be doing a tour with number 3.
Right.
So if you had any advice or any piece of a nugget to tell people who are watching, what would that be?
I'll say just follow your dreams, man. Just whatever your heart say, do it. I mean, don't be scared to do it. Just do it. I think that people have stuff inside them that they're scared to push out, but if you feel it, if it's time, when you start hurting, that means it's time to push something out of you. Push, just keep pushing. Push to great things. And I feel like you'll be destined to do, you are destined to do great things.
Right. Oh yeah, man, that's a great one. And so how can people go get tickets?
You can go to jfbaileyfilm.com, get the tickets to Houston, Shreveport, Atlanta. JF Bailey Film, or you can just hit me on Facebook at DeMarcus Bailey, on Instagram. I am DeMarcus Bailey, and we'll point you in the right direction.
And I think did I see somewhere where the show Sunday is sold out already? Or
sold out Sunday, yeah. Saturday, Sunday. Sunday. Both shows on Sunday are sold out.
Wow. Look at that.
I want to give a shout out to Erin Nicole and Avy Warren, who really put this tour together for us, man. Shout out to those two ladies. They did a great job of, doing all the leg work, doing everything for me. Really, really appreciate those two ladies.
Wow. Okay. Shout out to them. And I want to give a shout out to C. Renee, who set both of these things up, these interviews up. she is a huge supporter of you, and she talks about y'all all the time.
Yeah, I got some great things in mind for Candace. Got some great things.
Yeah, she good people, man. Real good people. So shout out to C. Renee for setting everything up, and shout out to Corey, Santasha, and the rest of the cast of Love and Drugs. And I like, once again, thank you for coming on the show. I'm very honored to have you on. I love your film. I love both of them, 1 and 2. And it's funny because you said number 1, you didn't know what you was doing, but man, that movie was really good, really good.
Thank you.
So make sure y'all go check that out. Love and Drugs is the original. Is on Amazon, Tubi. What was the other ones?
Voodoo and Hulu.
Voodoo and Hulu. So make sure you go check them out. And before you see the premiere, because when they come to the ATL, my people in the ATL, got to be at this premiere. When make sure you go see the first one before you see the second one, so you can get a good understanding of what's going on, because it's literally right off of the first.
Right.
So make sure you see both. And man, thanks again for coming. Shout out to everyone who's been paying attention. And ladies and gentlemen, like, once again, I want to say thank you for all who have supported WCEG. We are number 5 globally. That means we're number 5 talk radio, internet radio show in the world. Number 5. And 1 in the genre of variety. So I'm very excited about that. This has been a fun ride for me. I've been doing, I think this is the 3rd year now. I had a great time. We've had several things happen throughout the years, and we still up at the top. So it's been great. Even through this pandemic, we still up in the top 5, So shout out to Penny Rogers, who is the queen behind this whole thing. She be holding it together, man. She's something else. I love her dearly, and she's on here right now listening to everything. So shout out to Penny. This is Wardell Richardson on WCEG Hollywood of the South. We are signing out. Peace.
Braylon. Hey, you gotta shut this up. Shut this up.